Started today, but we are here. We are now. This is Enya. She is awesome. We love her so much. And she's been fantastic. So one of the things she would do is when we get into the ring, as the previous dog was leaving, she'd go chase after that other dog. Or she would go bark at the judge and say, hey, don't you call me for anything. And there was a challenge with that. There was a challenge with tackling that problem. And the fact that being a terrier, she's very vocal. We actually had to give her a lot of confidence boost. We had to let her know that, hey, we got this, we got you. So one of the things that we did with her that helps her training issues with that, and some of you guys might be experiencing the same thing, that there's a lot of ring stress that when you go into the agility ring, your dog starts to stress out about that. Or when you go to a dog training class, your dog starts to stress out about that. One of our instructors that was very helpful in teaching us something simple that we could do at home and practice every day. We just walked into a door, like a bedroom or just the front door, or even out the front door, in the front door, and as on a leash. And we walked in and we waited for her to look at us, and we gave tons of reinforcement for that, and then went back into the house or into the other room and tried that again and again. And we did that on multiple bases, so that for her, what she would do is she'd come into the agility arena and she would look around and she would decide what she wanted to bark at, instead of, as soon as she entering, focusing on mom and saying, let's go do this thing. So what we had to do is we just had to counter condition that and make her think that instead of looking for my stressors, like the judge or the other dog that's leaving, I need to look at my mom and trust that she's got me. And that was the game changer. And now from there, she went on to go do invitational finals. She's been almost made it to national finals. Just 7,000ths of a second she missed nationals finals. 7,000ths. Don't talk to my wife about that. That is a very sore subject to this day, because this dog is a brilliant fast dog, and she has made it to finals multiple times at invitationals. We're going there in December right now to Orlando, and we're going to be competing there with her and a few others, a French Bulldog of mine as well. And that has been our challenge with our terrier. But if you have any challenges with your terrier or any other of your dogs at home, leave them down in the comment section down below. Hey, Lacey, good to see you in here. It's great to have you. We have so many fun things we're talking about. If there's something that you're struggling with in dog agility specifically, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this on replay, I want to know about it. I want to answer these questions. I have this little app on my phone. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a little secret. Content creation secret. I'm doing a series on my YouTube channel that's just based off dog agility foundations. It's what I would want if I was learning about dog agility. It's called vidIQ, and it shows me like ideas of what people are searching for, like what people are doing and what people want topics on. And one of them was this one right here, agility training for specific breeds, right? So we're doing that today. But the best information I can get is from y'all just putting in the comment section down below what you guys want to see. So some of these are really silly. Oh, the other day it was like, sorry if I get like banned on social media for saying this, but there was this like, the topic was dog poop. It's like, I don't want to do a video about that. Talk about a really bad idea. It probably would go viral and probably do really good. There's probably a lot of people that search on Google about their dogs, you know, what's happening after they eat their food. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next puppy. And you come. Let's go. See who's next on the docket here. Puppy, 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 puppy. Who's coming out? Right now we have Disney, Mochi, London, Chopsticks. I might need to go find them in the acreage that's out here. Might just bring them all in. We can have a party, right? Come on, puppies. Let's go. Let's go. Anya, you want in here too? We'll just have a party. How's that sound? Did y'all want to see a dog party? All right, cool. Here we are. Big old dog party. Let's do this. Talk about them all. Let me see here. Perfect. Okay, so right now we have Disney in the house. So Disney is not my first border collie I trained. So Disney is actually, and this is probably a very popular breed. A lot of you might be training a border collie right now. Border Collies are very fast at dog agility, and that is one of the hard parts about a very fast dog at dog agility. You get what you got. Like, some people wish they want a fast dog in dog agility, but it does take a lot of training. If you want to make it to finals, like with Inya, things like that, sometimes it's required, not always. In AKC, running clean is also just as important as running fast. If your dog knocks a bar or does any of that stuff, that becomes a problem. And it's harder to do. So if you think about driving a Ferrari versus driving a Jeep, Grand Cherokee, those things, there's two different types of ways you would drive that thing super fast. Not that saying that you can, London is saying hi to our baby over there. Not to say that you shouldn't get yourself a Ferrari, you shouldn't get yourself a Border Collie. I'm just saying one of the challenges that I've experienced with Border Collies is that you have to be quick with your verbal cues, and you need verbal cues, meaning you need to be able to tell your dog what to do when you're not there, like 20 feet ahead of you. So a lot of verbal training is super important with the Border Collie, and letting them know like rights and lefts, and when they go into a tunnel, are they about to turn out of a tunnel, or are they going to go straight? All those different things are really important, and we're going to be covering those topics here on Doggie Dojo going forward. But Border Collies can be super great agility dogs, but they just go really fast. And if you don't give them in a timely manner, and you're late on your cues or late on your front crosses or blind crosses, it also encourages knocked bars where the dog has to put on the brakes. And when they're going over a jump with all four of their paws and they have to put on the brakes, they put down their back two legs, and that's when you get a lot of knocked bars as well. So giving your dog crucial information ahead of time with all dogs is important, but the faster your dog is, the more important your timing is, and also the bigger your dog is. So speaking of which, London, let's check out London right here. London, why don't you come up to the stage? This is London. This is my wife's Greyhound. She's getting new and she's starting out. She's in open right now. She's doing really good in dog agility. One of her big things, being a big dog, it's hard to turn tight. With the area we live in, it's actually changing a lot now. It's really cool to see. American Kennel Club, or AKC, dog agility shows is very popular in this area. And the hard part with AKC is the spacing's tighter, and the challenges are typically tighter. With UKI and USDAA, more international type courses, you see a lot more distances between obstacles. You see a lot more flowier things. The challenges come more into, like, talk about verbals, distance backsides, distance threadles, that kind of stuff like that. That's really hard to do and get that going. So with London and an AKC course, or big dog, big fast dog, being a Greyhound, big fast dog, and that stuff, what was hard for her is being able to get those turns. When she first started in dog agility, all she wanted to do is just run. Flat out speed. And so I hear a little little girly over here. She's doing okay. Flat out speed. So one of the things we had to work on with her is being able to just slow down, listen, focus, get that timing out like we talked about with Disney. So different type of thing. He's fast, she's fast, she's fast because she's a Greyhound, but she also, it's hard to turn. When it comes to dog agility, I'm noticing the AKC, particularly the 24-inch class, it sometimes can be harder to qualify in, just because the courses, the way they're laid out, they aren't always conducive to big dogs and big strides. Judges try their best to make a course challenging, but also doable for everything from a Papillon to a Greyhound. But that's not always the easiest thing to do. And so we have to kind of work through those issues. So one of the games we played with London too, she did good, and a lot of other dogs, we'll see if we can get one dog training on this, is something that you guys need to do with all your dogs, probably is a collection game. We just showed this in a video on All-Star Foundations I just released, but let me go ahead and show it to you guys here. And that is weaving between two cones. Can be really good. I got all the dogs here. This is going to be so hard to do, y'all. What are we going to do here? I can send you all back outside, but This is going to be hard. I have all these climbs over here that could be helpful. Let me see if I can get most of them on it. And yeah, climbs can be very helpful to do this stuff. Let me see if I can get London to do this without much difficulty or trouble. London. Good job. Here. So weaving between the cones. She actually hasn't done this game with me before. Good job, puppies. I'm going to give the rewards to these wonderful staying dogs up here. London, come here. So getting your dog to collect and learn how to collect between cones can be really nice. You can do it between your legs, but with a Greyhound, this is kind of difficult. So getting your dog to do it around these cones can be really nice. Come here. Good job. I plan to do one dog at a time, but they all wanted to come in, and it's 100 degrees outside. Come on, London. Right now, we have water and a pool out there and stuff like that for them, but it's just time to stay in here. But collecting good. Mochi knows this game. Mochi. I'm not telling anybody back here to stay on these platforms. I'm just offering them opportunity. And yeah, up here. Stay. That one I told her to stay. Come here. Mochi. Mochi, come here. Good. Good job. Very nice. So collecting and moving around cones can help with weed pull training, can work with checks and going around stuff. That can be very helpful as well. But that's just one of those things you can use for collection. When I was talking about verbals, one of the things we're talking about in my new training series I'm filming right now is being able to send a dog out and away from you and do things. Being able to get a dog to do a left turn versus right turn, or check, or an around from a distance. I wonder if India will do this real quickly. And he's like begging to do something. It's one of the things we actually work on as well with our dogs is we'll say, India, go check. Yes, good job. And doing checks around cones. Gosh, now y'all want to work. Y'all, you know that word. Come here. Good job. India. Go check. Disney. Sit. And yeah. Good. It's just not going to work with all the dogs in here at the same time. So you have them stay work with all of them. Thank you. And yeah. Go check. Oh, she wants to do it. Here, come here. Come on, guys. London. So we're going to use some kennel over here so you guys can see this live stream as it is. Come here. Mochi. 6. Enya. Okay. I got 2 out. I think I can get Disney to stay on this thing. Enya. Check. Good. Sit. Disney, up here. I know you know this game. We've done this game. Enya. Check. Ah, no, you haven't done this game with me. Here. You're such a trickster in the studio. Ready? Check. Yes, good. Disney, stay. Up here. Stay. I actually would love to work with him on a stay right here. Check. Yes, good girl. That's good boy. Super. Ready? Check. Uh-oh, Disney, stay. Yes, good girl. And yeah. Check. I know. Disney, up here. I'm not asking you to do it. And this is something I've actually wanted to put in my check cap to do with my dogs more often, is to have one dog stay on a climb or platform while one dog is working on a skill. So this is something really good for me personally to be working on with Disney that I haven't done very much of. Most of the time I just work one dog at a time. Check. And so for some of y'all, this is so insightful to see how I would start this behavior. I was trying to be a little too advantageous and trying to do Disney free. Do all the dogs out at the same time. It was just chaos, right? So it was just too much. I thought the dogs were kind of looking a little tired. They were going to chill out on the sidelines. Not a chance. They love working with dad too much. So this was just one of those games you can do. So I brought Chopsticks out up here, and you saw Chopsticks. I'll bring her back out here a second and talk to you about her. Chopsticks isn't the actually dog I've worked with the most when it comes to French Bulldogs and dog agility. Chopsticks, come here. But she's one of our newer French Bulldogs, and she's both with her and with Sushi, they come from a great breeder. So I want to make anything saying like that breeder did anything. Breeder loves her dogs a lot. Both Chopsticks and with Sushi, I got them past the at older ages, I should say. Not like I did with Mochi here. I got one very much of a puppy. Chopsticks younger than Sushi. What happens a lot of times is when a dog is used to an environment for a long period of time, that can be a they're a different home. Like Disney was also very shy when I first got him. Their world is very small, and when you make their world bigger, dog agility can do that. What happens so often is that then the dog starts to go, oh my gosh, and they close themselves up and they don't want to train or learn. So one of the problems I actually had with Sushi, not Chopsticks here yet. I think Chopsticks is going to just, from my experience, Sushi, going to have a lot easier time with this. I had to just run 2 to 3 obstacle courses for a while, like in a training environment or a practice environment, totally fine. She wasn't as fast as like if I was in my home backyard, but in a training environment, she is a little bit slower. And then in a dog agility show environment, I shouldn't, in hindsight, named my dog Sushi because I think she literally thought people said, I love eating sushi. She thought, oh my gosh, they're going to eat me. No, not really. But I do feel like for her, it was a really hard thing for her to comprehend how to handle all the stressors of a dog agility show environment. And I talked to a lot of people about this because Sushi's not the abnormal in this. Dog jumping from backyard dog agility to dog training class to full-on dog agility show. That full-on dog agility show can be a huge leap for a lot of dogs. Thank you, buddy. We're going to talk about your retrieving behavior here in a second. You are next on the topic here, bringing me one of Zoe's books. Next on the topic here. We're going to talk about toy training here at the end of this live stream here. But one of the biggest problems that we've had with her was just getting her used to the dog agility show environment. So I went out, did 3 obstacles that I could know that she could tackle, and then got out heavy reinforcement and just did that over and over again, counter conditioning the environment by giving her treats when she noticed things, noticed the sounds, noticed the seesaw banging, noticed the fans in the ceiling, she's noticing stuff. And this was true for my Corgi that I worked with too. And you just took time, and you have to be patient with some dogs like this that are shy. So Sushi actually went from running literally out of the arena in some arenas, because some of the arenas had open gaps at the bottom of the fencing that she could just go straight through, to running full force. And now she's qualified second time for invitationals, and also qualified for nationals. So we saw a lot of progress with her. We have a little play session happening down here. But so take your time. Every dog's different. So I'm not saying like all non-sporting breeds are like that. They're kind of a mixed bag, right? They have a multi-purpose breed group, but multi-purpose, but you have like Great Dane, things like that, like just different types of dogs that are not necessarily like that fit the mold of a herding dog or whatever. But a lot of dogs get patient. I have a friend that has an Aussie that she did a fantastic job with working through some of these stressors as well. All right, so one of the last we're going to talk about today, and if you have any other questions about any other breeds or anything like that, I can definitely look it up and work through them. That is Mochi. Good boy. Mochi is our Stabyhoun puppy. Come here. It's his turn to be on stage. Come here. His turn to be on stage. Good job. There we go. Now, Mochi's been interesting because when it comes to toy training, let me actually put something on Disney. Come here. Disney, come here. He was interesting because it took very little time comparatively to my French Bulldog right now, like Chopsticks, for instance, I'm having to work a lot with her in toy training as well. With Mochi, hi. Hello, how are you doing? Wonderful daughter decided to join us, which is fun. Like, I'm going to just drop this on the ground, for instance, and see what he does with it. Of course, he's going to pick it up, and look at the answer is. He bring it to me, right? This is a toy from my daughter's stuff, but she saw no ill will, no shyness of him bringing that to me. I'm going to take this book. He just brought this over to me. I'm going to toss it on the ground. See when he gets it. Oh, he got something. Ready? Go get it. This thing. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, get it. Good boy. I'm actually encouraging him to bring it to me. I never know what eventually I'm going to be asking him to bring to me for tricks, for agility, for canine fitness, anything like that. I just use that as like a general term, but I don't want him to be mad or upset about bringing stuff to me. And that's been a game changer for me as a dog trainer, because it took me a long time for me to teach a lot of my dogs how to fetch toys and to hold toys, for instance. So I'm going to grab that same bottle thing here. And this is not that easy thing to hold on to. I'm going to say hold. Good boy. Good hold. Super job. Very good. Thank you. Awesome. And that's like the fastest I've ever had a dog hold that well in my training career as a puppy. I'm going to grab something else. Let's just try it. This is something I've not done with him before. I'm going to take this little soup can here. Hold. See, ready? Hold. Yes, good boy. Good hold. Very good. Thank you. Good job. Yes, that's so good. And even like something that's probably maybe easier. When I was filming earlier with him here, I noticed he really liked this toy. Good job. Very good. Super. This is like some hold training that I've worked on. He's had a burp. He burped that out. Good boy. Good hold. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. There we go. And that was a nice thing to work through right there, because I wanted to make sure that he didn't just spit out the toy, that he actually held on to it and kept it together. Free. Go get it. But in order to get, I did ask you to get it. Go get it. Go get it. Get it. Get it. Get toy. Get toy. Bring here. Bring here. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Super. You brought it up here. Oh, you're so smart. I never wanted him to realize or think that there's something wrong with him by grabbing and bringing me objects or toys. Thank you. Good job. Good boy. I want him to always realize, always realize that bringing stuff to me and playing with me with objects or toys was important. But what happens so often is when your dog grabs for a number of different things in your household that isn't necessarily something that they should get their hands or mouth on, we punish them. We tell them no, we tell them quit, we tell them stop, but don't do that. And what happens is a dog will grab something in their environment and be unsure if you're going to be mad at them about that. And we don't want that inclination in their brain at all. So what's different about him too, I think that being a sporting breed, it was much easier for him to gravitate to grabbing stuff. So that can look as a good thing and a bad thing. A bad thing in the sense that he grabs everything of my toddlers that's in her hand on the ground, and I have to constantly manage that sometimes. But he doesn't, in his puppy book or puppy brain, know that that's wrong. And what's made it so much easier is like right now, good boy, what do you got for me? It made it easier for me to pick up my daughter's toys. It's made it easier for me to get things from him and not have to chase him down for it. And it's made it easier for me to redirect him to things I want him to chew on and play with instead, because I can give more attention for that behavior and pet and praise him for being and chewing on his dog toys and not her toys. And so that was been the difference changer or game changer, I would say, when it comes to something I've learned with my sporting breed, because it's actually been easier to redirect that, but also harder to stop him from grabbing everything in his mouth. And I know a lot of people with golden retrievers and Labradors, one of the bigger problems they have is mouthing behavior. And you have to look at that, for instance, as a attention-seeking behavior in itself too. So if you yell at them or get mad at them for putting mouth on what they may seem deemed as toys, though you don't think it's a dog toy, it's a human toy, not a dog toy, and then Or you ignore them when they do chew on their own toys. When they do chew things they're supposed to chew on, we leave them alone because they're not being a bad dog. But when they put their mouth on you, a mouth on your kid's stuff or your stuff, you give them attention by going, hey, stop doing that. What typically happens is a lot of dogs will gravitate to grabbing things they're not supposed to and putting their mouth on you because that gets your attention, even if it's not really happy attention, it's still attention. And that's what I've seen with a lot of stuff as well. One of the more recent behaviors for him is, again, he loves bringing me things, as I know. So this morning, for instance, I was in the kitchen and I've noticed this behavior popping up every once in a while. He wants my attention for having something in his mouth. So what he'll do is he will take a toy or an object and put his paws up on top of that surface. And what will happen on the kitchen counters, so that I have to take him off the kitchen counter or tell him to get off the kitchen counter. And I saw him repeating that behavior multiple times, and my trainer brain went ding, 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 like alarm bells went off. So what I started doing is using these platformer climbs, is that when I redirected him to the platformer climb and praised him for being on the platformer climb. And that's what you just saw a second ago when I asked him to grab something. He immediately went to the climb or platform because that's getting him more attention. So that's how you can redirect a lot of things. Like, what is the alternative behavior you want your dog to do? And try to redirect them and try to recondition them to do that behavior instead. So if we're jumping up, for instance, going way off the track of dog agility training, we want him, but going back to Enya, we'll talk about here in a second, we want them to stop jumping on us. We ask for sit. For Enya, for instance, instead of chasing the dog down at the end of the dog agility arena, we want her to give us attention instead. So we redirected that attention to us, that you could go chase the other dog. It's your choice to go chase the other dog. But if you look at me, you don't have to worry about the other dog leaving the arena, and you're going to have fun doing dog agility with me instead. You don't have to worry about that judge, and you're going to have fun with me doing dog agility instead. And my wife did a fantastic job setting her up for success a lot of times too, by being more careful of what happened before going in, because that can also be a big factor as well, is that if you allow your dog to be rear end to be sniffed by the next dog that's behind you, people coming up and hovering over your dog and not really controlling the environment going into the ring, that's dog that's a little shy, that can cause problems too. You want some sort of system to set up your dog for success going in, and system for yourself too to calm yourself down. In a future video, I want to talk about probably some dog agility principles and mindsets that you need to have to be successful in dog agility. I've been reviewing Lanny Bashman's Winning Mindset book, and it's given me a lot of ideas for training content. So if you guys are interested in knowing more about that, leave a comment down below, and we'll tackle that in a future video. Thanks for joining us here on the Doggie Dojo. As always,